Good evening. You're now with me, Lorenzo Isaac, for TVS Nightline. We begin with this story. Sarawak has achieved its first onshore oil production in more than 50 years, marking a major milestone in the state's energy sector. Petroleum Sarawak Berhad says the ADONG KECHIL West development will also supply critical gas resources to the MIRI combined cycle gas turbine power plant, which is scheduled to begin operations by late 2027. This development stems from a successful partnership between Petros and Petra Energy Berhad at Block SK433. Petros Senior Vice President of Sarawak Resource Management, Dato' Abang Arabi Abang Narudin, says a phased development approach using an early production system allows for initial output while gathering critical reservoir data. He adds that this data will support the integrated development of surrounding discoveries as the ADONG KECHIL West cluster, maximizing resource potential and ensuring sustainable long-term gas security. On Wednesday, Sarawak Premier Dato' Padingi Dan Sri Abang Joharitun Openg announced that Petros commenced first oil production at the field with an initial capacity of 800 barrels per day, equating to about 24,000 barrels per month. Achievement demonstrates local expertise in engineering and industry management, solidifying Sarawak's position as a major player in the national energy landscape. The search and rescue operation for victims of a boat's capsizing incident in the Baram River has concluded following the recovery of the fourth and final victim. Sarawak Fire and Rescue Department officials confirmed that the body of 43-year-old Cheriadullah was found by members of the public at approximately 5 a.m. near Long Miri, about 94 kilometers from where the boat sank. A search and rescue team from the Marudi station was deployed at 7:50 a.m. to retrieve the remains, which were brought ashore using a villager's boat at about 11:30 a.m. The recovery marks the end of the operation to locate all 4 individuals reported missing, with all victims confirmed dead. The victims, all residents of Kampong Long Salatong, had been travelling by boat to the Long Sun Health Clinic on July 20th when the vessel capsized along the Baram River. Earlier search efforts recovered 4-year-old Jovian Jangin Joshua on July 21st, his father, 38-year-old Joshua Uken Matthew on July 22nd, and the boatman, 45-year-old Jonathan Nurang Lusud on July 23rd. Supernow Motors has launched Proton's new 3S Centre in Batukawa to keep up with rising vehicle and EV demand. Proton Edar Sendirian Berhad CEO Dato' Insinyur Abdul Rashid Musa says Sarawak's total industry volume has tripled over 8 years, while Proton sales doubled. That growth continues through early 2026, with vehicle sales in the state jumping another 30% compared to last year.
Jadi kita nampak perkembangan automotive industri negeri Sarawak berkembang dengan pesat sekali. Dengan itu pembukaan outlet baru Supernow ni akan menyokong perkembangan Proton negeri Sarawak. Bukan untuk jualan saja, malah juga untuk perkhidmatan selepas jualan.
Rashid says the biggest shift in the Sarawak market is the rising demand for new energy vehicles, in line with the state government's green energy transition drive. EVs and plug-in hybrids now account for 13% of Proton sale in Sarawak, compared with virtually none from the category just 2 years ago.
Dan Proton amat menyokong usaha kerajaan, malah kerajaan Sarawak sendiri pun going green, dan kita akan juga menyumbang dalam penambahbaikan infrastruktur untuk kenderaan ini. Sebab dah makin banyak. Sekarang dah 3%. Kalau tengok 2 tahun lepas, 0% of XEV, sekarang ini dah naik ke 3% dengan pesat sekali lah. Itu baru 2 tahun.
He adds that the development is in line with the National Energy Transition Roadmap and ETR, which aims for XEVs to make up 50% of new vehicles by 2030. With that in mind, Sarawak is well positioned to achieve this target with solid green energy resources and an ecosystem that supports low-carbon mobility. Rashid says Proton's focus goes beyond sales as the company aims to build customer trust through a complete ownership experience while enhancing vehicle safety through advanced driver assistance systems or ADAS. He also highlights the continuous contributions of Sarawak-born professionals at Proton, including Chief Designer Aslan Othman, who plays a key role in the company's design development. To keep pace with a growing automotive sector, Supernow Motors Trading is expanding its local technical and vocational education and training TVET partnerships to build a skilled workforce in Sarawak. Managing Director Gary Quek stresses that developing local talent remains a priority to ensure workers are prepared for rapid technological changes in the industry. According to Gary, the collaboration with Proton EDAR and local TVET institution provides students with industrial training, exposure to new automotive technologies and real-world work experience.
So, industri otomotif hari ini memerlukan tenaga kerja yang mempunyai kemahiran teknikal yang lebih tinggi selaras dengan perkembangan teknologi kereta moden. Atas sebab itu, pembangunan model insan merupakan antara fokus utama Supernow. Kami juga mengalu-alukan mana-mana institusi, kolej, politeknik, universiti, mana-mana satu yang berminat bekerjasama dengan Supernow dalam program latihan ini sentiasa terbuka untuk membina kerjasama strategik dan bekerjasama melahirkan lebih banyak ramai tenaga kerja yang mahir untuk industri otomotif di Sarawak.
Supernow's partners include the Sarawak Skills Development Centre, Automotive and Welding Institute of Sarawak and Polytechnic Kuching, Sarawak. Many trainees are eventually absorbed into the company as full-time employees. Meanwhile, the launching of Proton's 3S Centre by Supernow in Batukawa is seen as a strategic move to meet growing demand for vehicle sales, after-sales services and Proton spare parts in a fast-developing area. Gary says Batukawa has strong potential, driven by rapid commercial, residential and public infrastructure development.
Pembukaan Supernow MIRI 3S Batukawa adalah untuk memudahkan kehidupan pelanggan supaya mereka tidak perlu lagi memandu jauh ke pusat bandar untuk membeli kenderaan, mendapatkan servis dan alat ganti Proton. Pada peringkat permulaan, sasaran kita hanyalah lebih kurang 34 plus.
In its initial operations, Supernow targets a service capacity of around 250 vehicles per month and potentially increasing the amount to 500 vehicles monthly in the future. Supernow currently operates in several locations including Kuching, Semarahan, Batukawa, Sri Aman, Muka and Bintulu, with plans to further expand its network across Sarawak. Welcome back. The Malaysian Communications and Multimedia Commission is investigating a fake social media account accused of posting content insulting the Islamic Prophet Muhammad. Its Minister Datuk Sri Fahmi Fadzil says authorities are actively coordinating with the Royal Malaysia Police regarding the viral case.
Saya akan semak dengan pihak PDRM dan juga MCMC apa status tersebut, dan lazimnya bila ada aduan dibuat, mereka yang dipercayai terlibat akan dipanggil untuk disiasat untuk buat pengesahan. Pihak MCMC bertindak sebagai agensi teknikal akan mendapatkan maklumat dari platform media sosial yang terbabit dan melakukan analisa forensik mengesahkan sama ada sesuatu peranti itu telah digunakan untuk memuat naik kandungan pada tarikh sekian-sekian. Jadi itu akan dilakukan oleh pihak MCMC.
The investigation was initiated after the Facebook post on Thursday sparked public outcry. The victim, whose identity was stolen, denied any involvement and filed a police report. A new round of US tariffs targeting 60 trade partners, including Malaysia, came into effect on Friday, replacing the temporary global tariff introduced earlier this year by President Donald Trump. The new levies range from 10 to 12.5% and have drawn immediate criticism from affected countries, with Japan saying it regrets the new tariffs, while Australia's Trade Minister describing the move as unjustified.
Look, can I say how disappointed we are in the decision of the United States Trade Representative to increase tariffs on some Australian products going into the United States. We do not believe it was justified.
Here in Malaysia, Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim says the government has taken note of the new tariff rates and will continue to safeguard the country's interests. Speaking to reporters today, Anwar said the government is somewhat relieved that Malaysia is subjected to a relatively low tariff of 10% under the new US Section 301 tariffs. U.S. Trade Representative, USTR Ambassador Jamieson Greer, claims that the tariff was imposed under Section 301 of the Trade Act of 1974 following an investigation that found 60 economies had failed to effectively implement and enforce bans on imports of goods produced using forced labor. Iran's Revolutionary Guards warned civilians in West Asia on Friday to stay away from U.S. forces after the Islamic Republic said it attacked American military bases in the region. Here are the latest developments in the West Asia war.
Tehran said Friday that U.S. President Donald Trump's threat to pay for shipping damage with Iranian assets was an incendiary precedent. Trump had said that Washington would start using frozen Iranian assets that the U.S. has in its possession and controls to pay for any and all damages done to ships, cargo, or anything related in the region. The U.S. military said Thursday it was attacking Iran for the 13th night in a row, adding that strikes were aimed at military targets with the goal of diminishing Iranian ability to attack shipping. Iranian state media reported that U.S. missiles had hit the city of Ahvaz near the border with Iraq, and explosions were heard in the port city of Bandar Abbas on the Strait of Hormuz and in Omidyeh. UN rights chief Volker Turk on Friday urged countries involved in the war to help evacuate and repatriate some 6,000 sailors stranded in the Strait of Hormuz. His spokeswoman, Shabia Mantu, said in Geneva, parties to the conflict should urgently work to facilitate safe passage for stranded seafarers to safely evacuate and disembark, as well as ensure the delivery of critical supplies. The international oil benchmark Brent crude surged past $100 a barrel on Thursday for the first time since May, up 8%, as world leaders expressed alarm over the rebels' attacks. It was hovering just above $100 on Friday morning.
Get all the updates you need all in one app. TVS Inspire brings you live updates on events, news and programs. Available now on the Apple App Store and Google Play Store. TVS Inspire will on your screen anytime, anywhere. Those were the updates on TVS Nightline. I'm Lorenzo Isaac. Thank you for watching and have a good night.